What's up, Warriors of Goku? Welcome back to some more Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. So I'm actually going to be playing through, doing the gameplay myself while doing commentary. And for those of you who probably do notice by now, I play on this map a lot. I play on Nunhai a lot. Mostly because it's just so big and I can get my point across, like with my commentary and everything, and like if I'm trying to like describe a character and all that. This map is definitely one of the biggest in here, so that's why I normally use that map, so I can do a lot of commentary and all that stuff. So for those of you who are just curious, that's the reason why. All right, Molly. Yo, how are you gonna beat up the great Lucifer like that? Yes, this is Lucifer. This is his name. This is Lucifer. He is actually the main villain of part 1 of my story. Like I mentioned, he is only the main villain of part 1. There's still a... Damn, Junko, what are you getting bodied for? But he is possibly one of my most strongest characters in the entirety of the story. So he is a hybrid, as you can probably tell from his eyes, because whenever I use those kinds of eyes, that's usually either for a ninsu or a hybrid. Well, obviously, he is going to be a hybrid in this situation, where he is part mystic, part human, and part kaijima. Get your dumbass out of here. Yes, I just called Hikari dumbass. It doesn't change the fact that she's still waifu material. I love her to death. Don't get me wrong. But yes, Lucifer was actually originally not a regular human, but as like a living organism, a living person, I should say. Imagine all that power right there. Good lord. Probably going to be cutting myself off a decent amount of time, so be ready for that. The last one's good. Oh, break my guard. But yeah, so Lucifer was, like I said, a living person back in the day. This bitch has resolute defense. Oh my god. Was a living person back in the day. Did end up dying very tragically, protecting someone very precious to him. And then got resurrected by the main villain throughout the entirety of the series, named Sin. And Sin is, I'll eventually show him off as well. I like leaving him as a little bit of a mystery. I have, like, for his design, his face is all covered up and everything, but none about that right now. But like I mentioned, he does revive Lucifer and eventually corrupts him with all the shit. I don't know, and I don't know the realm I want to call this yet. For now, I'm just going to call it Hell. There was an original ruler in Hell, and Sin was able to corrupt Lucifer and make him incredibly powerful because, one, he was a hybrid, which is the strongest type of living person in my story. And not to mention, he is also, like, has the regenerative powers equal to that of a Sin Spawn, which is very, very powerful as well. So this man already is incredibly strong. No, he is not one of the Sin Spawn. He's not one of the 7 deadly sins. He has literally just been reborn the way he is, as you can clearly tell now, which I adore. I actually love this look so much. Lucifer probably has one of my favorite designs out of any character I've ever made. I know I say that a lot, but Lucifer really does look fantastic to me in this. All right, so wait, hang on. While we're doing this, I'm also going to try to play this safe, and we're going to have Guang do that. Oh, that was Junko. I'm sorry. My waifu do that. Envy is the wife, by the way. No, because he was resurrected by Sin, that does not mean he is like Sin's child or anything like that. Envy is a child of Sin, because Envy is just a legitimate... She wasn't born from like a human body or anything like that. She was literally made as a Sin Spawn. So they have no blood relation whatsoever. So Lucifer and Envy do end up having a very big connection with one another. They do end up having, I guess what you could say, kind of like a marriage. They didn't have like a ceremony or anything, but they do end up technically being married to one another and having a very loving relationship, which does help Envy have a softer side, which Envy is also around throughout the entirety of my story, and you'll be able to see her develop throughout the entire story as well, mostly because of Lucifer. So even though Lucifer does become a lot more corrupted and a lot more cold, he does still have his very kind side to him. And yes, his name actually is Lucifer. Like, it's not like just because he's from Hell, his name's Lucifer. This is actually his name. He was born with that name. And I'll leave that up to you guys to know why I left it as Lucifer. His mother and father called him Lucifer, yes. But not for the same reason some of you may be thinking. There are other ways to think of the way Lucifer. And that will also pretty much just give what his blood relation is as well. But yeah, because of this, there was an original ruler of Hell, I guess. It's hard to say. I don't have a name for that person yet. I've actually been still in the works of trying to figure out, because they're not really like anyone impactful. I don't really care about giving them like a scene or anything like that. But they are a ruler of Hell, and Lucifer ends up, under Sin's command, ends up taking over Hell and pretty much just naming himself the ruler of Hell or the Nether Realm. I'm gonna think of a name. Or Hell Realm. I don't know yet. Someone give me a spiffy name for hell. Maybe give it something more unique to make it sound like, oh, it's just not the same old shit. Because in that hell, obviously there's undead, there's like sin spawn, hell spawn, and all that stuff. So I don't know. If you have a cool name, be sure to let me know and I'll consider it. But yeah, so Lucifer does end up taking over, and he does end up causing a lot of problems throughout Light's story. He ends up pretty much just being the cause of a lot of unfortunate things. He is the cause of Light's perspective on humans at the very beginning. I'll at least say that. If you all know Light's backstory, then you'll know what I mean. If you don't, go check it out. There's a whole playlist of a bunch of characters with backstories. You know what? I'll be sure to put that at the end of this video. How about that? I'll be sure to put the playlist for all my characters' backstories, so you can go check that out. So yeah, I don't want to go too in-depth with Lucifer, because like I said, there's a lot about this character that will probably give it away, and I feel like at times feel like I already say too much. But I'm okay with at least giving off what I already have with him and everything. So there's going to be a lot more characters I need to show. Mostly all the characters in here. There's a couple, 1, 2, 3 characters that I couldn't put in this army, but you'll see later in other videos. So I might do, like, maybe if time is short, like if this video ends up being really short with Lucifer, maybe I'll show off Guang in the same video and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll do stuff like that. So if the battles end up being really short, because I don't want to just do Nanhai, make it like all boring, even though this is probably one of my favorite maps because of how big it is, especially since it's really relevant for doing videos and stuff. But I don't think we'll run into that issue with Lucifer. So I think Lucifer will be safe and get his own video. So for the sake of like maybe trying to knock this out quicker, especially since we also are getting close to ending Fanlore Friday as well, because what I plan to do with that, I'm going to do all the characters that have backstories, so they're going to get their own videos, and I think I'll either do a live stream or one giant big video with everyone else's Fanlore Friday people, which will probably be a lot of editing, but you know what? That's the price I pay for doing this. And in no way am I saying that as in like, man, I hate this. I adore this series. I adore Fanlore Friday. If it wasn't for Fanlore Friday, Lord of the Warrior would not be happening, and I wouldn't be able to show off my characters so you guys can get more invested in them when I actually come around to making my own series, like Empire series, with just my characters in it as well. So yeah, I think it'll be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Yo, look at the squad. We got Amelia. We got Kasai is also going to be a very interesting character as well. Of course, Amelia is also a very interesting character, as you can clearly tell from when I talk about his backstory and everything. As you can tell, Amelia is part of this devilish army as well that is going to be taking part in Lord of the Warrior. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be Lord of the Warrior is probably going to be one of my favorite series I ever record on my channel, period. I think I really am excited for it. I know that a lot of you are excited for it as well, to see the comeback of it. But we're going to be doing this in a really, really big way. So I kind of wanted to take... Bitch! So I did slightly want to take a little bit... Alright, where's my fire, though? But I did want to slightly take a little bit more of a Warriors Orochi 2 kind of vibe to this. So, as you all know, for those of you who have played the original Warriors Orochi 2... The original Warriors Orochi games, like 1 and 2. In the first game you play through, the aftermath of when Orochi ended up coming into like morphing the worlds and everything like that, and making it hell on earth for a lot of people. And then they eventually all, in their own respective story modes, end up finishing off Orochi and then killing him, and then all is said and done until Warriors Orochi 2, where he comes for Orochi X and all that crap. But what I'm trying to get at is, in Warriors Orochi 2, you actually get to play through the entirety of Orochi's invasion on the merged realms, or on the merged worlds, I should say. So, like, you get to go face off against the Toyotomi, the Shu army, the Wei armies, etc., etc. So something like that, it's really, really cool. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So it's not pretty much just going to be like a pre-sequel as to what was happening prior. We're going to be going... what I'm trying to get at is we're going to be playing as the villains. They're going to be getting their own story for this. And they're all going to be playing like their own specific roles and stuff like that. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really enjoyable. I'm really looking forward to doing something like that. Because I was playing some of the old Warriors Orochi games, and I still need to beat 2 on my Xbox 360. Maybe I'll do videos on that as well, or live streams. But yeah, it's going to be something I'm really, really looking forward to doing, because I adore making backstory videos. I love doing, or like maybe even background videos, showcases, and all that stuff. I love doing these videos, and I love playing Empires. Empires is one of the games that just really don't get that tiring to me. And if it does, I end up coming back to it like a week or 2 later. It's just that enjoyable of a game to me. I adore this game a lot. Especially since all these really cool character creation things are possible. It's awesome. All right, let's go help out the waifu now, because the waifu, I think, is in dire need of some manly Lucifer power. So let's go do that. Damn, my phone just blew up with Discord. Holy shit. I saw, like, all the notifications coming at once. Does that ever happen to anyone, by the way? Like, all the notifications, if you have Discord on your phone, like, all the notifications just blow up on you. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah, so since we actually are doing a pretty decent job at keeping a good lengthy video, Lucifer will definitely get his own video. Maybe, if I didn't, I was either going to do him and Guang or him and Envy. Which I think Envy would have made more sense since they are technically the couple. And then I would have done, like, Guang and his wife, Niu Shifeng. Here she is. Yeah, so there's Guang's wife. She's actually fully blown mystic. We'll go more into her later on as well. Because I actually really do like the role she plays in it. She's not a huge, like, game-changing character or anything like that, but she is a pretty cool character. I like her design, and I like how she ended up becoming along with Guang, and it really does show more about Guang's manipulative personality and everything like that. So it's really good. She's mostly there to build up Guang even more, but she also has some roles to play as well. All right, so we got one more base, or maybe two, because those guys are taking the base over there on the top right of this fortress. And this is why I made the whole Young, like, rule over this area. It just looks like a giant man-made... So, yeah, those of you who are unfamiliar, because it has been a long time since we've done Lord of the Warrior videos, even though we are playing against the Shiwang army just because I felt like it, but for those of you who are familiar, we do have... this is... Or what am I talking about? Good Lord. Sorry, a lot has been going on this morning. It's been a really crazy morning for me, so bear with me on that. So as you can clearly see, this whole area pretty much looks like a giant built castle/fortress, and I thought that would be perfect for someone like Mercenary. So that is why the Huo Young army actually has this place. I thought this would be the most ideal spot for them. And it didn't really matter to me because this was a showcase for Lucifer. And I gotta say, though, like I mentioned, I love this character so much. He was a very late added character because at the time, Sin was just going to be a part 1 villain, and I had a bunch of other villains that were going to be showing up later on as well. But or bring him back for part 4 after he was beaten in part 1. But I decided to scrap that idea, and then I came up with Lucifer, and I love Lucifer so much. Lucifer is a blessing in disguise, because he helps build up Sin as a really, really, like, evil villain. And it also shows, like, and it also gives a lot more character development for another character as well. So I, for one, adore this character a lot. And he's just look at this design, though. I love this design, dude. It looks great. I didn't think this outfit would really work well with his torso outfit, but I think it looks perfect. I think this looks really cool. So he's not your beefed out, badass, like, looking villain, but he is definitely, no, even though he's not buffed out, he's got a nice bod. No homo. Slightly homo. But, oh, hey, Mirabelle, you're shooting an arrow at me. Don't do that. Go defend Hikari. Never mind, you're dead. Oh, so I love Mirabelle. Lady Sundari did a very good job with Mirabelle. That's still probably one of my favorite backstories. It was so upbeat and everything, and I loved it. I was like, man, I'm expecting half of these backstories to be absolutely sad. And then we have Mirabelle. Like, it showed a little bit of, like, upsettingness. Like, oh, man, they've just been trapped in their realm forever. But she finally got to leave. She got to be adventurous and upbeat and everything. And she had a little bit of humor in her backstory as well. I was like, damn, okay, this is really different. I liked it. It was really good. And she's the only one that's an elf. That's what's also mind-boggling. Like, the only person to make an elf in this game. Like, you could even, like, I'm surprised no one, like, made a male elf, or excuse me, or anything like that either. But look at this power by Lucifer, though. He just did his EX and dropped Aphira like nothing. Like, she just dropped. Damn. So yeah, I know I ended up changing some people's weapons for Lord of the Warrior. This is his canon look. This is his canon attire. So don't get that twisted. I decided to keep his in there because this is the first time I'm introducing Lucifer. So I felt no reason to really do it. There were other characters that I added as well. I might end up changing their looks, but I think I'm just going to keep them where they are. I brought in Chiyusuke Hayate, and then I brought in the late chaptered Sinon. And she'll probably be getting 2 videos because I've actually already been working on her backstory video. I know a lot of you have been actually looking forward to seeing her backstory. especially since she's a pretty big character and all that. God, this man is monstrous, dude. Look at his strength. Look at that damage. Hey, Tenchi, catch. Hey, our best girl lived, though. Yeah, I also gave her back that just for the sake of Sinon, because, like I mentioned, Sinon is here, and she had the duck hooks, which were what Sinon had. So I decided I'll just let Harna keep that, keep her boomerang in this, and I gave her the pigtails back because I adore the pigtails. Like, I like her regular design, but I think the pigtails actually work for this outfit much more. But, all right, guys, so yeah, that is it. That is the showcase for Lucifer. I didn't want to go super in-depth with his character and everything. I pretty much just gave you a brief rundown of what he's like, what he was like, and what he is like now, who his attachment to is with Envy, and how he was brought back by Sin and got corrupted and all that stuff. Literally, possibly, even though he was a late entry into my story, because I did a lot of finagling when I did part 1 and then decided to make Sin the final boss in part 4, which I think is a lot more fitting for him, especially now that I even made a really cool add-on to Sin, which you guys will be able to check out as well for Lore of the Warrior. But, yeah. So there's still some other characters that I need to show off. So I think for now, I'll try to do, like, short battles. Lucifer, I wanted Lucifer to have his own video because he's a very, very special character to me. But, like for Guang, for instance, because he did have a trailer when we did when we did trailers. So I'll most likely keep Guang with a short battle, and then do the same thing with Niu Shifeng. That way, you guys get two for the price of one, and probably do that from here on out. So yeah, the next one will probably be Guang and Niu Shifeng, or it'll probably be the new character that I created, who's also canonically part of my story as well, called Junko. So just be looking forward to all that. This is going to be really fun. I'm really excited to start doing some Lore of the Warrior stuff again. So, and I can't wait to start up the Empire series because it's going to be really, really fun. So, all right, guys. So that is it. So if you guys did enjoy checking out Lucifer here, with getting a little bit of a background story to him as well, then you got to be sure to hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts on the character. I would really like some feedback on Lucifer. He's, like I said, he's a very big favorite of mine. So I'd like to hear some feedback. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like the series, then be sure to hit that sub button. Y'all have been crushing the sub button lately for some reason. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. So, all right, guys, with all that being said, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Farewell.